So in the previous video, I spoke about loose hairs popping up all over the place and just making your scalp look like it's a fro chilling there. Just this morning, I got a comment from one of you guys suggesting interlocking as a way to deal with these loose hairs, which ultimately lead to thinning locks. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why I don't interlock to deal with these loose hairs. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Atreyu channel. This channel is all about spreading positivity and exuding unconditional love because I love all of you guys and I think we have a great community. This channel deals with anything from lock care to lock repair and anything in between. Before we get started, you guys, I'm going to need you to do three things. I'm going to need you to, one, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it, and please like this video. As always, you can do this while I'm talking. You don't have to click to another page. Just scroll on down, listen to this sensual voice, and make it happen. First of all, can I just give a shout out to this bandana? This is my one. This right here, this bandana is my one. Talk about something that will preserve a retwist for you when you work out. Yeah. This bandana has been with me for almost 4 years with these locks, and then I think I had it like 4 years before that. So this thing is like easily over 8 years old and it's still getting the D job done. So getting to the question at hand, why I don't interlock my dreadlocks to deal with these loose hairs. Well, over 4 years ago when I was doing my research into getting locks, I came across a lot of people that kind of shunned interlocking for whatever reason. And you know, at that point I knew nothing about locks and the different types of locks. I just knew that interlocking was one of the methods to start your locks and to maintain them basically. And so it was really like shunned upon. I don't know, interlocking just got a bad rep when I was doing my research, and you know, everyone's like, yeah, you shouldn't interlock, it's gonna mess up your hair, you're gonna have holes and gaps in your locks. And so it kind of scared me away from that as an option. And then when you consider the fact that my goal was always to maintain my own hair after my mom installed my starter locks, you know, she wasn't gonna be doing it. And I was like, okay, I need to be able to do this for myself because I'm not paying all that money to have other people potentially mess it up, right? So interlocking, when I learned what it entailed, I realized that it just was not the right option for me. Of course, I could have learned how to interlock my hair back then, but it was already daunting enough to not use a tool and retwist my hair, you know? So there was no way that I was gonna be a newbie, have all this kind of thrust upon me, and try to learn how to interlock to maintain my own hair. It was just too much. It wasn't really feasible. Now, since then, I've seen many videos where people have indeed messed up their locks, or their locticians have messed up their locks. They have, you know, what they call the Y, you know, with that gap in between their locks because I guess they didn't go through maybe the proper number of rotations, or they didn't alternate properly to complete a full rotation, or, you know, there are various reasons that you can get a gap going into the same space and stuff. So I am happy that I didn't go that route because I'm not confident that I would have done a good job, and maybe I would have had some holes or gaps in my locks as well. I will say though that there are many, you know, competent people who interlock. I know Kaya Journey, she maintains her own hair, and although she does occasional retwist, she does interlock her hair, right? KA, Keisha Dinker, I believe she interlocks her hair as well. KA, it's been a while since I've seen a lock video from you, young lady. You need to, you know, grace us with your presence. And you better be drinking coffee too, because you know that's our thing. Who else? A lot of people get interlocked. A lot of people get their hair interlocked. I know this isn't his name, he's changed it a few times, but how I first knew him, Daily Locks 24 Hours, he gets his hair interlocked and it looks like his loctician does a great job. His locks are flourishing right now. Joyce MD, before she combed out her locks, she used to interlock her own hair. So, you know, it can be pulled off, and you have a lot of people that are patient enough to learn how to do it properly, but I just wasn't one of them. It was just kind of the way everything played out when I was first learning. I saw more videos about why you shouldn't interlock, so that kind of turned me off. and then I kind of just settled into retwisting and it started working for me. So there was never a reason for me to interlock. So that comment that I referred to earlier, here it is. It's from a Shayla Marast. She says, interlocking keeps everything together if your hair is like this. And that comment was under my thinning locks video. Now the reason that I would not start interlocking now is because when you interlock versus retwisting, it gives your locks a different look. And I like the look of my locks. I've seen videos of people who have done both, alternated at different points within their lock journey, and the interlock part will be a tighter, more compressed look versus a retwist, which is a little bit thicker. And so the way I see it is, I'm already like almost 4 years into my journey, and yes, I have a lot of loose hairs popping up all over the place, but I've had almost 4 years to get used to it and to accept it. And honestly, I don't really have the patience to try to learn how to interlock at this point just to deal with those loose hairs. You know, it's like I have something in place that works, and it's really only these 4 or 5 front locks that are really troublesome, meaning those are the locks that thin out if I don't braid the new growth and run the lock. But once I started using the braiding technique, I didn't have any more problems. So there's really no need for me to interlock at this point. I think interlocking is good for people who know what they're doing, or people who are going to people who know what they're doing, who know how to do it properly. But yeah, I just wasn't willing at the beginning of my journey to try that out and mess up and have a gap in my locks, because I mean, I was already a newbie, you know, so it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna set myself up for failure. So in summary, that is why I don't interlock my dreadlocks, to deal with loose hairs. The chips just never fell that way, and I currently have something that works. But this is not to discourage any of you guys from using that technique. I'm just saying, you know, it's just this is just why I ended up taking the path that I did. So I'm gonna get out of here and enjoy this beautiful Saturday, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And as always, please learn to love unconditionally, because loving with conditions the heart to not really love at all. Atreyu, and my bandana is out.